Hi again. I'd like to give some hints on the research paper that you're working on. First of all, as with all the assignments, the most important thing is to read through the instructions and the rubric to see how you're going to be graded, because we follow the rubric pretty closely. There are 6 items within the rubric I wanted to mention quickly and particularly draw your attention to them. I'll refer to them by their topic area. The first of all, there's a requirement for a title page. As with the other assignments, the title page is a single page and it's all by itself, so the rest of the research paper starts on the next page, the second page. Second, one of the requirements is to have 3 APA formatted in-text citations. So it's important that you do some research under APA to make sure you understand what that is. By in-text citation, we differentiate between the reference list that would be at the end of the paper. An in-text citation is within your paper. So you're writing a paper, it's 3 or 4 pages, and somewhere in those 3 or 4 pages you quote something from somebody. And when you do that, you should put in the citation to what you quoted from in the paper. You'll also repeat in a lengthier fashion the reference at the end of the paper. So in-text is literally that inside the text. You have to have at least 3. The third area is you should have 2 informational footnotes, and they are what they sound like. In addition to the in-text citations, you should have 2 footnotes that explain some information. They are not related to a reference of any kind. So for example, if you were writing a paper on baseball and you referenced a curveball, you might put the footnote that at the bottom explains what a curveball is for somebody who doesn't know, or how to throw it, or whatever. So at least 2 informational footnotes. The next 2 issues are, you're supposed to talk in general about 2 areas in addition to explaining your topic. One is, what is the topic and how is it related to an ethics issue? And the second is, how do the trends in terms of the issue you're talking about affect individuals and organizations? The simplest thing for me is if you put a little subheading before each area so I knew where you're covering those points. Otherwise, you make me guess. It's not a requirement, but as a hint, every time you make it easier for the professor, the faculty member who's grading your assignment to do the grading, the more likely it is that they'll get the grading correct. So if you indicate that, that would be useful. The other thing is, I'll be looking very closely at the paper in terms of the grammar and spelling that you use. I'll probably pick out small things if they're wrong. So read the paper, use the spelling check and grammar check, and read it once or twice. You might read it out loud to somebody in your family, or just to see if it sounds okay. Good luck, and again, if you have any questions, it's very important for you to ask them before the paper is due.